this is John Cole with OKRaw.com. Today we're going to talk about coconuts. So you can see here I have a couple different kinds of coconuts here. This is the young Thai coconut, or the young coconut. They're from Thailand. They come wrapped in a plastic actually, and this still has partial husk on the coconut. The next coconut I get is this kind. It's usually a little bit whiter than this, but this is a good illustration. This is a white coconut, and this is a Mexican white coconut. It's older than the Thai coconut, but not as old as the Mexican brown coconut. So, you know, I've been eating a lot more of these Mexican coconuts lately because Mexico is closer than Thailand to us, so it doesn't take as much environmental impact to basically ship these to us. I'm here in California right now. So the Thai coconut, let me talk about that for a second. A lot of people have and ask the question, you know, hey, John, you know, I've heard this coconut is dipped in things like formaldehyde. Well, let me tell you right now that this coconut is not dipped in formaldehyde based on my research. But what I can tell you is what it is dipped in. This is dipped in thiamabenzol, which is a fungicide, and sulfites. So that's what they put on, you know, dried fruit to make them look all, you know, plump and moist and colorful, right? So neither of those two do we really want in our bodies. If you're still eating conventional bananas, right, they spray thiamabenzol on all conventional bananas. They also use thiamabenzol actually as a drug for actually deworming you or getting rid of parasites and such. So, you know, that's why I started eating more of the other Mexican coconuts. But that being said, one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you open the coconut, right? We could take this coconut, you know, bash it on the countertop, you know, bang it on the ground, it's not going to open. I mean, if we did that with this, we banged it hard enough, this thing would split open, right? So what I see a lot of people do is they take your standard kind of cleaver type tool and they'll put the coconut on its side and they'll come up with one big chop and whack! They'll try to chop off the top. And what happens when you do that is, number one, if you're chopping, your hand's really close, so hopefully you don't hit your hand. Number two is if you do chop, you chop it open, then all the water starts to spill out instantaneously as soon as you open it up. So you're losing the most valuable part of the coconut, in my opinion, is the water. The water is very high in electrolytes. There's companies that sell coconut water in the little Tetra packs. And you know, we want to be drinking fresh foods, eating fresh foods in our diets. So that's why I believe we should all be drinking fresh coconuts, whether the super young Thai or the Mexican coconuts. I personally like the white ones the most. Now let me talk about the water in there. The water on the Thai coconuts is really sweet, like almost every time it's really sweet. Whereas if you get one of the other coconuts, like the white or the brown, they're not quite as sweet, and there's a reason for that. The Thai coconuts are basically bred a certain variety of coconut that's always sweet pretty much. So you could think of apples. If you think of apples, the Thai coconut would be most like the Fuji apple. The Fuji apple is one of the sweetest apples out there. Now one of these coconuts may be more like a Red Delicious. And when I first started drinking coconuts, I was used to the Thai coconuts that I'd get in California, and when I went to somewhere like Hawaii or Puerto Rico, I'd have the coconuts and I'd drink them off the tree, straight off the tree, and I'm like, man, these coconuts suck, they're not good, because everyone didn't taste sweet. They all tasted totally different. Some tasted borderline sour, neutral, some tasted sweet, and some coconuts I had off the tree were sparkling. And I would call it, you know, they called it champagne coconuts because they actually ferment on the tree and they get bubbles in there. And oh my God, sparkling champagne coconuts are my favorite. So you gotta try them if you're ever in a tropical place. But you might have to have a whole bunch before you get one that's sparkling because everyone tastes different. Now with these coconuts, they all taste the same. So, I mean, in life, I like variety. I think things should be always different. So in all these guys, you'll always get something that tastes a little bit different. And that's why I like these a lot. Also, these are not dipped in the fungicides or the sulfides, so they will also go bad. I did figure out why they do dip them though, is because I brought coconuts back with me from places like Florida and, you know, shipped them back from Hawaii with me, and I took them in the whole husk, and in the whole husk, they'll get this black fungus-like stuff that'll basically go through the cap of the coconut where it's attached to the tree and permeate into the nut through the eyes. And if they didn't dip them and wrap them like this, basically we wouldn't have them. Another question I get is, John, how long is the shelf life on the coconut? The shelf life depends on how fresh you got it when you bought it. This one happens to be pretty fresh. It doesn't look too bad. You know, it'll probably last several weeks in your refrigerator. Keep them in your refrigerator. Don't leave them out of your refrigerator. They need to stay cold. How do you pick out a good coconut? Well, let me tell you how to pick out a good coconut. The main thing you do, you want to, number one, shake the coconut. And when you shake a Thai coconut, you don't want to hear any water sloshing around. If you hear water sloshing around, then that means it's not going to work. The coconut's not going to be good because there's a leak in it, and that's not too good. So the other question is, you want to turn it over and look at the bottom, and you want to try to press it in. And if it presses in, then it's not good because then there's a leak in it. You also want to look for discoloration on the coconut, and if there's any discoloration, that's an indicator it might be bad. When you open it up, true indicators that it is bad is if you see gray or purplish meat on the inside, then it's definitely not good. Definitely don't eat it. You may get sick, actually. So let's go ahead and show you how to open this up. We're not going to use the meat cleaver. It's a very barbaric way, in my opinion. I don't like fast swinging blades or anything like that. It gets very dangerous, and plus you lose the valuable water. So what I'm going to use is your standard chef's knife. A nice standard 10-inch chef's knife. This chef's knife actually was from Target. I've had it for many, many years, even chipped the tip here a little bit, but this will still work as a good coconut knife. And what you need to check for is, you need to check for number one, you want a full tang on your knife, so that means the steel goes all the way through to the end of the handle. Number two, you want to be able to flex the knife, and you want it not to flex. You want it to be nice and thick and rigid. And don't use your heirloom knives. I was at a friend's house using her heirloom knife, and actually wasn't that high quality. I actually think I broke it. So you use a good knife that you don't totally care about. If you're not doing this technique right, you may break off the tip of the knife. So let me show you how to do that real quick and easy. You're gonna, number one, I never take the wrapper off the coconut. This is for one important reason. If you take the wrapper off, then you're gonna be touching the husk that has the thiamabenzol or fungicide and sulfide, so you don't want that in contact with your skin. So I always leave the wrapper on. Next thing I'll do is I'll take the knife, and you want to shave the husk off basically to the nut itself, the hard nut. And you're just basically going to start at the top and work your way down. And you can see as I'm working my way down, I'm turning the coconut. And if you're really good, you could do it like this, and you could leave all the husk into one part. Oops, I cut it off. But basically you want to go all the way around and get all the husk off. So I have all the husk off here. That's one piece, and what you're seeing at is now the hard coconut shell. And if we were to look at the orientation of this shell to this, this is the bottom of the coconut right here. This is the hardest part of the coconut. The top part where the eyes are actually right here, and that's why we're looking for leaks here, because if it is likely to leak, it's likely to leak from the eyes. So once you have the coconut to this stage, it's going to be really easy. Then you want to take your chef's knife, and you're going to want to come down, and what there is on here, there's 3 veins on the coconut. I like to call it 3 veins. You see them come down, and you want to take between the veins that have the longest space between them, you want to come down maybe like 1 inch, and you want to stick your knife tip in this orientation, not like this, but like this. And then you're going to basically put your hand up and make your hand basically level with the back of the knife. And you're just going to take your hand and just push it in, tap it in. The knife is going to get tapped into the coconut, as you can see. Then all we're going to do is we're going to make the knife parallel with the countertop. So we're going to make the knife parallel with the countertop like that. You're going to take your hand like this, and for you guys out there that have ever ridden a motorcycle, you know this technique and move. And you're just going to ride it like you ride a motorcycle, like vroom, vroom. So like I like to make the sound too, it helps. So vroom. If you go back and forth, and what'll happen is this. Literally the top will pop off of the coconut very easily. And then now you can stick a straw in here. I'm usually making smoothies out of my coconut, so I'll take this and dump it in the blender carafe. Also, you can notice this hole is now big enough for you to stick a whole spoon in there and scoop out all the valuable meat. Now in Hawaii, they call the meat basically jelly meat, and the jelly meat's really good. It's not as high in fat as like these coconuts, and when I do use these older coconuts, I use all the water and I use very little of the meat. Actually, I like to grate the meat up and dehydrate it, then I have real coconut flakes to use in my recipes and different things. And also dogs love coconut, so you could just break this in half and then give it to your dog, and it's like a chew toy for them for hours. They'll get in there with their teeth and try to gnaw that coconut out. So once you have it like this, You could use a spoon, dump out the water, drink the water, and then use a spoon to get all the meat out. You no longer have to take the knife and chop it in half to get the meat out. One of the tools that I like to use to get the meat out the best is many spoons in my house at one point were like bent because when you're taking the meat out it could bend your spoon. So I like to use an ice cream scoop. I got a cheap ice cream scoop at the dollar store that has a nice thick basically handle on it. You could put that in there and the ice cream scoop gives you better leverage to take the coconut meat out. So, this is John Kohler with OKRaw.com, and I hope you learned something about coconuts today. There's a lot of misinformation, and I wanted to be here to share this correct information with you and share with you the easiest way to open a coconut. Thank you so much. Be sure to visit OKRaw.com.